Hey everyone, welcome to DKFC. That's right, it's DraftKings football. I'm joined here by Jamie Hinks, Tyrone, Atkins, and Andy Davies. Guys, look at this new set we have. Isn't this fantastic? It's perfectly, you don't even know that it could be flying animals coming out with a green screen here. It's crazy, isn't it amazing?
It's amazing. Is this green screen up in a nice
We're
big
built
work
this-
room?
All I can see is brick.
We're in a brick office right now. It's pretty insane. Joining me, the guys. Guys, we joined into DraftKings middle of the season, Premier League season and Champions League. What have we learned from this season? Because looking at it, a little team named Leicester won it this year. 14th place last year. Top of the table last year, Chelsea. They dropped down quite a bit. Jamie, give me a recap of what did you see in this season from the Premier League?
Never believe the experts, because they were wrong this time. Everyone had Leicester to go down, me included, and they won it. It was an amazing story. Like, this story I don't think will ever happen again. Well, unless Sunderland win the league next year.
Well, wouldn't that be great, Sunderland, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe Newcastle will get a gimme spot back and they can come back.
Yeah, but no, it's been probably the most exciting Premier League season we've ever had. I can't remember one that's been this, seeing Chelsea go all the way down to the bottom, Spurs almost win the league, and then obviously not in the end. Leicester winning it. The emergence of people like Dele Alli, Harry Kane. Very exciting season.
Yeah, the big guys, the Roonies and stuff like that down. Andy, what have you seen with your team? Obviously, there was a real gutting end of the season for you guys.
Yeah, it was a kind of a going in. It was nice to see them take it so badly, though. I sort of liked the idea that we had a team that we weren't going to win the league, and they took it really, really badly, and it affected them really badly. Unlike some teams that sort of just when they got knocked off the top spot, they shrugged their shoulders and just sort of went on with it. So it's good that we got a young side that took it really badly. But I mean, Spurs are indicative of Leicester. The rule book just sort of got ripped up last year, and the influx of money, the even spread of money across the league meant that Palace could buy, West Ham could buy Payet, and long may that continue. People just expected money to be chucked at clubs and they'd win the league, but it doesn't happen anymore. It's not like that anymore. It's different.
It has changed. I mean, Tyrone, your team was top of the table last year and then almost near the bottom of the table. Craig, you could have been relegated if you would have kept playing badly, but you turned it around. Do you find this as well with all the money that's changing hands? Is times changed for Chelsea?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, because just like Andrew said, the money's been filtered around now. You've got the power. The power structure has been absolutely rebuilt. You've got smaller teams now can compete financially, which is only good for the league. Is it good for a team like mine, Chelsea, where we've been spoilt with success for so many years, and now of course it's going to be diluted? It's neither here nor there. Last season was brilliant because of Leicester winning the league. As a Chelsea fan, it was brilliant because when we look back on the season of 2015 and 2016, people aren't going to be thinking so much about how bad Chelsea were. They're just going to be thinking about this wonderful Cinderella story of Leicester, which is great. So under the radar, Chelsea go, and hopefully next season we can have a stronger.
It'll be interesting as well to see, because we had this sort of closed shop of the top four teams with all the money, buying the best players and winning the leagues between them. There's an argument to say that the rules have changed now, and it's less about how much money you've got and where you spend the money, and it's about tactics and coaching and sort of what football should be about. Saying that, next season, Man City will probably buy the league by spending 500 million. Who knows?
I think it's almost turned into a top 7 now. You could even,
Top 8.
you could see teams like Leicester and Tottenham not even finishing in the top 4 next season. There's
Teams like Southampton who had a great season. I mean,
I think it's more sort of United getting Mourinho, City getting Guardiola, Klopp's come in at Liverpool and hasn't really had a chance to get his own sort of stamp on it, and and Chelsea obviously as well with Conte have got to come back into it.
The thing is about next season. It's weird. If you want to see the best players in the world, you're going to go to the Liga. The Premier League is the best managers in the world. It's almost like this superstar DJ era with the Premier League, where we have got all these exciting managers that are coming over here, and there's going to be more focus on them than probably on the pitch, certainly at the start of the season anyway. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting next year because, as Leicester have proven, anyone can win. Anyone can win, really. If they recruit correctly and the managers get off, certainly the new guys coming in, they get off on the right foot. Could be. I
mean, I look down. There's at least 6 teams that could win it next season. Maybe 8. Yeah. And you can look down almost to sort of 11th place. I mean, I sort of ran through the teams that I thought would finish in the top 11, and I ended up putting Everton 11th. and thinking, well, that's a massive improvement for Everton.
Well, they got to have a big.
They've not even got a manager yet.
You figure that Everton are going to spend some money, they're going to get a new manager in, but then you think 11th is about the height of their expectations, unless someone else has a dreadful, unless Leicester do a Chelsea and have an absolutely appalling defence of the league. But
I guess it still just depends on the transfers they do, because there's release clauses in Kante's contract. I've heard there's a release clause in Vardy's contract if it's a Champions League club that he can go for 20 million. If this money comes in and the players want to leave, then there's nothing to stop them if they meet the release clause. So I mean, I think a lot will depend on this summer who they can hang on to, because Chelsea I think was more a dressing room thing with Mourinho and whatever happened there, but Leicester's going to be, if they lose all these players, like what are they going to do?
The other thing, well, we're starting looking at as well, when you look at something like Manchester United, they're talking today about Abramovich perhaps coming, that he might go there. Do you predict any maybe big off-season things, any predictions that you guys might have of signings that might happen, or big changes, or people that might leave?
Oh, well, there's been rumours all season that Chelsea are going to lose half a locker room, but I don't think that's going to happen. I've got a feeling, but you know what, Wade, I think it's too early. I think once the Euros is done and dusted, that's when everything's going to happen. Nothing is going to happen before then. So we've got this exciting summer tournament that's going to happen. After that, who knows? But yeah, Leicester, that's what I'm interested in, because losing someone like Kante is going to have a detrimental effect on them. But who could be coming in? God knows. I don't even know who Chelsea are linked with, actually.
I think like City are going to be the one that you need to look at, because I think there's going to be such an upheaval there, because Pep is going to want his guys in, and they need like a whole new back four. They need to at the moment their team basically is built around De Bruyne, who was injured for a lot of this season, Aguero, who gets injured every single season, Silva, who gets injured every season, Sterling, who's inconsistent. He's going to want players in there that are his players. Like
I think this season as well, the way that City scrapes into the Champions League, I think that's bought Guardiola some time at City. Well, I think he can have an iffy season of maybe 4th or 3rd place again and get that right. And also now you've got Mourinho has come to United. There's going to be such a huge spotlight on that club now that I think that's done Guardiola a favour, and I think that's bought him a season where they could even, not even finish in the top 4 as long as there seems to be progress being made.
Yeah, I just think he's such a perfectionist. That's the problem with Guardiola. He'll be obsessed with making them good straight away, almost. Yeah. I know he played, but I mean, he was the B team manager at Barca, and he had that time. And no offense to La Liga, but it's nowhere near as competitive as this is.
No, but I mean, this is the most competitive the Premier League's ever been. I mean, you've got managers right the way through that have won titles in their countries, and they're not all going to finish in the top 4. They're not going to finish in the top 6. That's quite exciting.
I know it's early stage, and before we wrap it up, obviously Leicester, story of the season. But what do you think, aside from Leicester, is anything sort of story of the season in the Premier League?
Well, it'd be Chelsea's demise. That's clearly the second story. Is like, how can a defending champions fall so amazingly, in which they did? It was a catastrophic season, because we had the same team as we had the previous year. There was no difference in personnel at all. And we still had Mourinho at the time, who's sort of come back, second season in, boom, we won a League Cup, we won the league title. And so that is a huge, huge story. That's something that obviously, personal to me, is going to be detrimental. But I think also, I think the guys covered it. It's the rise of the West Hams, the Southamptons, some of the performance they put in, some of the shocks they did. And I would also say Man City, really, because I thought they'd walk well, certainly thought they'd be top 2, but just getting into top 4 at the end with the players they've got, terrible season.
Also, the Chelsea story, no one made fun of you for it, and that's the thing. We were all very generous. We never made fun. We never.
No, wouldn't do that.
No.
We're nice guys.
I'd make a case for Spurs as well being a good story of the season. A young team with a young manager that completely overachieved. We were 6th at best in the early season predictions, and we did all right. We did okay.
I mean, I can't really make a case for Palace because we dropped off so badly towards the end of the season. But I think Watford and Bournemouth, I think everyone forgets that these two teams got promoted last season and everyone had them to go down straight away. Bournemouth especially, I know they spent a lot of money, but this is little old Bournemouth that you love as a seaside destination, but not as a football club.
It's a great seaside destination.
Yeah, and Watford, they were so good in the first half of the season. I know they've dropped off in the second half of the season, and who knows whether it was a bad mistake to sack Flores or not. But they were so good.
It's what they do, though, isn't it?
Exactly. They were so good defensively first half of the season. People forget that, and those two, very huge story.
Well, yeah, very big stories. I think also the big thing, I think Sunderland, that was a good story right near the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very good for the fans. And then in the north, someone went down the toilet. And obviously for us, for Manchester United, for my team, very good season. And I think we could win it next year. Well, could be a big one. Yeah, who knows?
Maybe.
Lots of excitement here, guys. We'll be doing lots of Euros broadcasts. Stay tuned. Watch this channel. We'll be putting lots of videos up. Welcome to DraftKings and welcome to the big time.